Example 8, using the United States rule for partial payments. Octavia plans to attend a national physics conference in San Diego. To pay for her airfare on November 1st, 2014, she took out a 120-day loan for $400 at an interest rate of 12.5%. She used the money she earned tutoring to make a partial payment of $150 on January 5th, 2015, and she made a second payment on February 2nd, 2015. Determine the due date of the loan and determine the interest and amount credited to the principal with each payment and the final amount that was paid on the due date. Well, let's start with the due date. Have to find a date. It's a 120-day loan from November 1st. So we're going to go to Financial Math Dates. She started the loan on November 1st. And I'm going to go ahead and put in the year, 2014. Now, it's not showing, but you can know that they have it. And if you go back over, as I have here, then up in this window, it writes it out. So you can see you did it correctly. So her last date, we don't know. We're doing it in the wrong spot. Let's go down here and do November 1st, 2014. And we had a 120-day loan, so I can put in 120 here. And that means it's due on March 1st. Okay, go back to the problem. So our due date is March 1st. Obviously 2015. So we want to determine the interest and amount credited to the principal with each payment and the final amount that was paid. So let's start with where she started. So her first period was November 1st when she borrowed the loan, 2014, up until she made her first payment. So that was on January 5th, 2015. Let's call that period 1. Okay. So what happened in that period of time is we have to figure out what was the interest that she paid at that time, because you always pay the interest first. So we need to know what interest does she need to pay. So we're going to use the simple interest calculator to figure that out, but we have to know how much time passed, because we're going to need to know what is the principal, what is the time, and what is the rate. So the principal was the $400, because at that point she hadn't paid anything yet. So her principal was $400. Her time we'll have to figure, and her rate was 12.5%. So what we're missing is the time. Let's go to our time calculator and figure it back out. So we go to Financial Math Dates and say from November 1st until that first payment on January 5th, (2015), that was 65 days. Okay, so back to our problem. So we have a time of 65 days, divided by 360 using the banker's rule. So that's calculating that, we get 0.1806. And again, our principal is $400 and our rate was 12.5%. So now we can use our simple interest calculator to calculate how much interest she paid at that time. Okay, so her principal was 400. Her rate was 12.5%, and her time was 0.1806. So she paid $9.03. So for period 1, which went from November 1st, 2014 to January 5th, 2015, her interest was $9.03. So she made a payment of $150. She started with $400. And of that $150, first we have to pay that interest. So we take that $150 and subtract $9.03 and get $140.97. So first pay the interest. Whatever's left gets to be taken off the principal, 140.97. So the banker's rule tells us we subtract that 140.97 and get 259.03. So this is her balance after the first payment is made. Period 2 is going to run from January 5th, 2015 to February 2nd, which is when she paid another payment. It was 28 days, which you can use the date calculator to find. So our time is going to be 28 days over 360. And so we get 0.0778 for our time. So we go into our simple interest calculator with this time. Our principal is the new principal of $259.03, and our rate is still 12.5%. So let's go to the simple interest calculator. We're putting in our new principal of $259.03. Our rate stays the same, and our time is 0.0778. And that says her interest now is $2.52 when we round it up. So next she has to take that payment that she's made and subtract $2.52. So she's paid $100 and we subtract $2.52, sorry. Let's go back to our problem. So period 2 she has started with $100 for her payment. And we first always have to subtract $2.52, the interest, which leaves us with $97.48. Now we can take what she owed, the $259.03, and subtract that $97.48. Once that interest was paid, we can take the rest and take it off the balance of what she owed. And now she only owes $161.55. Now, period 3 is going to go to March 1st when the loan ends. So we're going from February 2nd to March 1st. Using the dates calendar, it's 27 days, the calculator for days. So 27 out of 360 was going to be our time, which is 0.075. And our principal now is $161.55. And our rate remains at 12.5%. Okay, so let's go back to the simple interest calculator. We put in our new principal now of 161.55, our 12.5%, and our new time of 0.075. So that tells us it's I'm missing something. My principal's wrong, that's why. 161.55. I knew that number was too small. So now it's $1.51 that she pays in interest first. So we add that on now to our final bill of $161.55, add the 151, and that's what she needs to pay on the last day on March 1st. So 161.55 plus $1.51, $163.06 is her final payment.